Someone commented on my channel asking me to estimate 20 different Ramadan meals for 30 days. My sister, that's 600 meal plans. And if you try to calculate that manually, you will end up being frustrated even before day 5. So in this video, I am not just giving you meals. I am teaching you the system serious caterers use to plan their Ramadan properly and profitably. Now let's get started. If you try to do 20 meals every day, you will either start guessing prices, which will be a lot of stress for you. You can even forget to add gas, and that can lead to confusion. You might forget adding your packaging materials. That way, you are also underpricing your products. And then, you can even forget your profits. Instead of 20 meals per day, choose 10 strong Ramadan friendly meals and rotate them across the month. Now, let us look at this Nigerian Ramadan meal list sample. For day 1, we are using jollof rice and chicken. For day 2, fried rice and turkey. Day 3, white rice plus stew and chicken. Day 4, beans and plantain. Day 5, yam and egg sauce. Day 6, spaghetti jollof. For day 7, porridge yam. Day 8, small chops combo. Day 9, shawarma pack. And day 10, pap and akara. So with just these 10 meals, you can structure 30 days easily. For example, you can say for week 1, you are picking meals 1 to meal 7. Week 2, you rotate the meals. For week 3, you are adding small chops. And week 4, mix high demand meals again. Let us look at this example, jollof rice and chicken for 30 people. Please take note that the prices you see on this table, they are all estimates. So please adjust based on your market. On this table, we have 4 columns, and each of these columns has their own headings. Column 1 is for ingredients, column 2, quantity used, column 3, unit cost, column 4 for the total cost. Now, for the ingredients column, you are expected to write out all the ingredients you used in making a meal. Then for quantity used, that is the column for quantity used, this means that you are writing the amount of ingredients used to make that meal. Then for your unit cost, it's simply telling you the amount at which you purchased that ingredient per measurement. For instance, let's say you purchased vegetable oil in liters. Now, how much does a liter of vegetable oil cost? You have to write that there. For instance, you are also purchasing your rice in kgs, that is kilograms. Now, how much does rice for a kg cost? So that is where unit cost comes in. Then for total cost, it's trying to tell you that you need to sum up the cost at which you got those ingredients, and it is simply gotten by multiplying quantity used and unit cost together. So let us look at the ingredients column. For rice, we have 50 kg bag, which is purchased at 85,000 naira. So for the quantity used, I wrote 12 kg. This means that out of that 50 kg, I only used 12 kg of rice to make that meal, to make the jollof rice. So I have to write 12 kg. Then going to unit cost, the rice was bought or was measured per kg. Let me use that. So how much was I able to get the rice per kilogram? I got it at 1,700 naira. But do not forget that the quantity used to make that jollof rice was 12 kg of rice. So for my total, I have to multiply the quantity used and unit cost, which means I have to multiply 12 and I have to multiply 12 kilogram times 1,700 naira to give me 20,400 naira total cost. Notice something, I didn't just say bag of rice. I didn't just use the whole bag of rice. I calculated the portion used from the bag. Okay, and that is how professionals cost. So we go to the vegetable oil. 4 liters was used, and then the unit cost, we have 3,200 naira per liter. So the total cost is 12,800 naira, and it is gotten by multiplying 4 liters and by 3,200 naira. So for the tomato and pepper, we purchased in bulk and we got it at 10,000 naira. For chicken, we used 30 pieces. So per piece, we had 2,200 naira and the total cost was 66,000 naira. For onions, 3 kg of onions was used and the unit cost, that's per kg, it was gotten at 1,200 naira. So to get the total cost for the 3 kg, we multiply we multiply and we get 3,600 naira. For seasonings and spices, you do the same thing and then you get the total of 4,000 naira. So in order for us to get the total cost of all the ingredients, you have to sum up the cost for each of the ingredients. So by the time we sum up the cost, that's 20,400 naira plus 12,800 naira plus 10,000 naira plus 66,000 naira plus 3,600 naira plus 4,000 naira. Then we get 116,800 naira total cost of ingredients. There are two ways caterers calculate food pricing. Some people first calculate the cost per portion and then add profits. Others add their profits to the total production cost before dividing by portions. Both methods can work as long as you calculate everything properly. However, if you are a beginner, it is usually easier to first calculate the cost per portion and then add your profits. That way, you clearly see how much each plate costs before deciding your selling price. Now, before we go ahead to overheads, I know some of you might be wondering, what exactly are overheads? Or why are they called indirect costs? Overheads are all the things that are part of your production, but they do not go directly into the plate. They are things like your gas, nylon packs, transportation costs, and even your time. Now, let us add our overheads. In this table, we have two columns. We have overhead column and also the one for costs. So we had all the overheads and then the cost at which we got the overheads. So for that, we have 6,000 naira. Packaging materials, we got 30 takeaway packs, which is for 7,500 naira. Transportation cost 5,000 naira. Miscellaneous or wastage 3,000 naira. So you have a total of 21,500 naira. Recall that the ingredient costs as 116,800 naira and our overheads is 21,500 naira. So the total production cost is 138,300 naira and it is gotten by summing ingredient costs and overheads together. Now let us calculate our costs per portion, that is cost per plate. Recall that the total production cost is 138,300 naira. So we simply divide by 30 portions to give us 4,610 naira per plate. Please take note that there is no profit yet. This is just the costs at which you need to make just a plate of rice. Now we had our profit and here I am using 21% profit margin. 4,610 naira, which is the cost per plate, multiplied by 25% will give us 1,152 naira. So 1,152 naira is your profit. Now, in order for you to get your final selling price, you add up 1,152 naira to 4,610 naira to give you 5,762. However, we all know that we cannot get 62 naira. Talk more of saying 762 naira or 5,762 naira. So you just round up the money. So you round up the money to 5,800 naira or 6,000 naira. I actually made a full video on food costing basics for beginners. So if you are not yet confident about overheads or calculating profits, I highly recommend watching that video first. I will leave the link in the description and pinned comment. But if you're ready, then continue with me. Let us see this Ramadan costing example. Please, if you find this video insightful, do not forget to like, comment, and even subscribe. It makes me to make more videos like this, and you will not have to miss out from any insightful video whenever I make one or upload one. Now let us quickly take a look at this second example, which is beans and plantain for 30 people. So we just do it the same way we did for jollof rice and chicken for 30 people. You write down your ingredients, all the ingredients used, and then write their costs. Then when you are done writing their costs, you get the sum total of the whole costs, which is 47,000 naira. Of course, you are not leaving overheads from that. You have to add your overheads, which is 15,000 naira. So by the time you sum it up, you have 62,000 naira. Now, in order for us to get a plate of beans and plantain, that is the cost for beans and plantain, you have to divide by 30, which is 2,067 naira. So 2,067 naira is the cost per plate of beans and plantain. Remember, we have not yet added our profits. After that, you add your 25% profits. Once you have gotten your 25% profit, you add it up to your cost per plate and you will get 2,600 naira per plate. Dear caterers, you see this Ramadan, please try as much as possible to avoid mistakes. You don't need to price emotionally, okay? And sometimes giving Ramadan discounts is not necessary. Also, do not forget that market price also fluctuates. And then, do not forget to calculate wastage. So this is to encourage you, dear caterers. Please plan smart. This year, make sure you cost properly and also endeavor to profit intentionally. If you want me to create a Ramadan food costing template that you can use, comment Ramadan below. And if you are serious about becoming a profitable caterer this year, you cannot ignore costing. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video. Bye.